Hi everyone, this is Dheeraj and welcome to the first episode of my daily videos where I talk about crypto or whatever things I find interesting. Today I have a very interesting topic which is Ethereum's price and how parabolic it can go. And this is really very soon, okay? And we discuss about Ethereum's proof of stake mechanism and also EIP 1559 and what it could do to the price. So this is the basic idea. We are referring to a thread by or a research done by Justin Drake, which talks about buy pressure and sell pressure of Ethereum. That basically means supply and demand, and how it will change when ETH 2.0 or 1559 is implemented, and what effect it will have on the price. Okay, so Justin Drake is one of the leading researchers on the Ethereum network, and he has a very good background in cryptography, and he's the man when it comes to ETH 2.0. So this is a very interesting thing which is done, and let's get into it. So he's made a Google sheet about the buy pressure, and let's see. I'll not go through over all of it. You can check it out, but we'll go through the important parts. So he says the current sell pressure is 22.3. Why is this sell pressure there? Is to cover the electricity cost, hardware depreciation, income tax, right? So miners are selling almost 22.3k Ethereum every day to cover these costs. All right, so what will happen when we move to proof of stake? So he's assuming that the sell pressure will drop drastically because there is no incentive to sell your Ethereum to cover electricity cost, hardware depreciation, or even income tax, because we are staking, we are using the validator nodes to run the network and secure the network. So here the margin is 50%, and mostly due to income tax, right? So what he states is, once we move to the proof of stake system, our sell pressure will go down to 2.6k ETH. That's a huge drop, and this will happen after EIP 1559 and the merge. And then he talks about buy pressure, right? So assuming this is the sell pressure and this is the buy pressure annually or like every day, that means ETH is very much undervalued. That means the demand will be way more than the supply we have, right? If you see here, we have more supply than the demand. Okay, so he's considered Grayscale holdings and deposit contracts. So I'll move on to a different thread which explains this in a more simplistic manner. Yeah, that's Justin Drake, right? So he's like, how are you defining sell pressure, right? So sell pressure in ETH revenue is the consensus participants, miners or stakers, must sell to cover their expenses. Today 22.3 ETH is calculated from issuance fees, profit margins. Just look at the sell, right? So this guy squish another interesting thread, okay, which I'll go over, show it to you. So he's saying this net annual buy pressure doesn't make any sense. In halving event, BTC miners sell pressure drops to 50%. What does this mean? Every halving, if you don't know, Bitcoin every 4 years halves the rewards which are given to miners, right? So currently we're at 6.25. Earlier it was 12. Before that 25. So the supply is cut, and then you see that price goes up like crazy, right? So halving happened over here, and we were at $10, and then we went up to $1,000, and this cycle keeps on happening, right? Like then we go from, I don't know, 800 to 10,000, and then it happened last year. We were around $4,000 if I'm not wrong, and now today we are at 54. We also went up 60. So that's what halving does to Bitcoin's price, right? Because the supply is cut in short. So Squish says post merge ETH sell pressure will drop 90%. Okay, so just imagine that you don't need to sell your Ethereum to make profits because you're just taking it and there are no miners involved. This much, it takes around 3 halving events. I'll repeat, ETH will undergo the equivalent of 3 halving events in the next 12 months. Okay, so to get that in perspective, after the first halving, percentage increase was 9,212. Second halving, we had a 2,910 percentage growth. This is the prediction that we'll have around. I mean, so just look at these numbers, right? Like these are crazy numbers, and like if we multiply any, like even the conservative 2,910 into 3, that will give us a crazy number, right? So illiquidity breeds volatility, and more illiquidity breeds more volatility. Post merge, expect ETH to have 3 halvings events of volatility in one cycle. Yep. However, ETH also has an organic accelerating DeFi and NFT economy that BTC has never had, which is true, right? Like Ethereum does a lot of transactions, a lot of projects are hosted on Ethereum, and they have to use Ether to run these smart contracts behind all these projects, right? And even like to interact with these projects, you have to burn Ether as of now. Of course, there are layer 2 solutions, but currently we are using it, right? The narrative, the hype ability is infinitely higher. ETH can claim the BTC narrative, but ultrasound, while also claiming NFTs and DeFi and whatnot, right? This is much obvious. If you have a price target, you're being naive. Okay, yeah. We are about to see 3 halvings worth of supply reduction in the face of increasing demand for an asset that has reached critical mass, that is 90% plus developers, rising transactions, rising total volume locked or total value locked, NFT adoption and DeFi adoption. Cool. It's quite self-explanatory. I think what he's saying, that Bitcoin just is a store of value, but Ethereum here is also has 90% of the developers, right, on the coding solidity. Transactions are rising year after year. Total value locked is getting up in DeFi projects. NFT is happening, DeFi is happening, and ETFs gets approved, right? I think in Canada, Ethereum ETFs are approved. There are 3 listed as of now, and I think in US also a lot of people are trying, and this will happen all over the world. ETH demand is forced to buy into 3 halvings worth of supply shock. Buckle up. This is a super cycle, is what Squish has said. So just to break it down, Bitcoin price after a halving goes parabolic, goes crazy, and what we are going to witness because of ETH 2.0 is something similar but into 3, because proof of stake is not there, right? That means no miners will be there selling, and people who are validating these nodes are huge believers of the Ethereum network, and they are spending those Ethereum to secure the network. So those Ethereum will also be out of supply and locked for almost 2 years now. So it's going to be fun, right? And I think post this thread and just today, Ethereum just saw a new all-time high, and it's gonna be fun. Like, we're just going up now, and if there is a supply shortage, I don't know where the price will go. So that's quite interesting to see where we'll reach, right? So a 24-hour high was 2640. That's pretty interesting. So this is what is interesting to me, to see this happen and to see where the price goes, right? The timeline for EIP 1559 is August 2021. We'll probably revisit this thread and see where the price is at. And again, right, like at the time of posting it's 2500 right now, but I think within in few days when people learn about this, maybe, right, like ETH is gonna get so much more valuable. So that's the video for today. I'll link these threads and this chart in the description, and see you in the next video. If you want more crypto videos, we'll be doing basics as well starting soon, but do follow. I'll be doing a lot more interviews with people who are in the industry, and I'll be posting one video every day, so do check out and stay tuned.